Life can feel like a labyrinth of relationships, a journey of countless twists and turns. But have you ever paused in that maze and wondered if the people walking beside you are truly there for you, or simply taking advantage of your kindness? I have stood at that same crossroads, questioning the authenticity of the bonds we forge, uncertain which path leads to the genuine connections that uplift, inspire, and bring forth the very best in us. But you are not alone on this journey. Not anymore. Together we will venture into the heart of human behavior, guided by the profound wisdom of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that serves as our compass. We will learn to decode the subtle, yet revealing signs that someone may be using you. These are not random tips, but carefully crafted insights to help you navigate your relationships with newfound clarity and self-respect. This is not merely about avoiding those who would drain you. It is about attracting and nurturing bonds that are truly rewarding, connections that enrich your life and elevate your spirit. If you are ready to transform how you see the world of relationships, to move toward a life of more genuine and fulfilling connections, then let us begin. 1. Diminishing comments. Picture this. You've achieved something you are proud of, a goal that took time and effort. You share your excitement, hoping for a simple congratulations. Instead, you receive a dismissive, "Is that all?" Perhaps you share a dream, a vision for your future, only to have it belittled and brushed aside. These are not just casual remarks. They are subtle pinpricks to the soul, designed to keep you in a state of self-doubt, to make you feel smaller so they can feel bigger. Here, the wisdom of Stoicism offers us a shield. It teaches us to focus only on what lies within our control, and our reaction to these comments is entirely our own. The next time someone tries to downplay your achievements, remember this: their words say far more about their own insecurities than they do about your worth. You can either grant these words power over you, or you can see them for what they are: a reflection of another's inner turmoil. Your self-esteem is not a toy for others to break. It is your fortress, unyielding to those who seek to use you. Surround yourself with those who celebrate you, for a life viewed through the Stoic lens is too precious to be dimmed by the shadows of others. 2. Broken promises. We have all met the architects of illusion, those who weave grand promises with the ease of a master storyteller. Yet when the time comes to turn words into action, they vanish into thin air, leaving behind only disappointment. It is like watching a magic show where you eagerly await the grand finale, only to be left with an empty hat. Stoicism teaches us the profound importance of actions over words. Actions do not lie. They are the true measure of a person's intent. When promises are a currency freely given but rarely honored, it is a sign. Pay attention to the pattern. Does this person consistently fail to show up when it matters most? The foundation of trust cannot be built on words alone. This is not about cynicism. It is about discernment. A true connection is a harmony of words and actions. When they are constantly at odds, it may be a sign that someone is more invested in appearing supportive than in truly being so. Your time and your heart are precious. Reserve them for those who not only speak with integrity, but act with it. 3. Unilateral benefit. Consider a relationship where you are the constant giver. You offer your time, your support, your energy. And in return, when you are the one in need, you are met with a deafening silence. This isn't just generosity, it's a glaring sign that you are being undervalued. Stoicism illuminates this imbalance, reminding us that mutual respect is the cornerstone of any healthy connection. Your worth is not measured by your constant availability. You must recognize this one-sided dynamic and have the courage to draw a line. This is not selfishness, it is self-respect. Those who are unwilling to reciprocate are simply making room for people who will genuinely value you. You are not a resource to be depleted. You are a person deserving of a balanced reciprocal bond. You do not have to be the solo performer in the relationship orchestra. You deserve a supportive ensemble on this journey of life. 4. Disregard for your emotions. Does it ever feel as though your words evaporate before they can be heard? You pour out your heart, only to be met with an indifference that makes you feel like a piece of furniture in the room. This is not mere carelessness. It is a clear violation of the Stoic principle of mutual empathy and respect. In this dynamic, your emotional landscape is being painted with the colors of neglect. But your feelings are valid. Your needs are important. When your joys and sorrows are met with hollow words, you must listen to that quiet inner voice telling you that something is wrong. Trust it. You are not a background character in someone else's story. You are the lead in your own. When your emotions are consistently brushed aside, it is time to speak up. Not to start a conflict, but to honor yourself. Stoicism teaches that respecting yourself is the first step in teaching others how to respect you. Your peace of mind is your most valuable possession. Guard it with the wisdom of a warrior. 5. Emotional manipulation. Imagine being in a relationship where your confidence slowly begins to erode, not because of anything you've done, but because of another's hidden agenda. Emotional manipulators are clever. They cloak themselves as friends or allies, skillfully chipping away at your self-esteem with a cunning mix of praise and criticism, making you dependent on their validation. Here we must anchor ourselves in the words of the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This insight is your armor. When your interactions leave you feeling more drained than uplifted, it is a warning. This awareness is your first step toward empowerment. Set boundaries. They are the walls of your mental fortress. Challenge inconsistencies, and most importantly, engage with those who respect and encourage your growth, for your inner peace is not negotiable. 6. Lack of genuine support. At the heart of every meaningful relationship lies the bedrock of genuine support. It is the safety net beneath the tightrope of life. But what happens when that net is gone? You take a step, hoping for an encouraging word or a helping hand, only to find a void. This absence is a glaring red flag, signaling that you may be in the company of someone who sees you not as a partner in growth, but as a stepping stone for their own journey. Genuine support is not about constant agreement. It is about having someone who values your dreams as much as their own. Someone who doesn't just nod along, but truly listens. They are not shadows that appear only when the sun is shining, but pillars that stand with you in the storm. Cultivate connections rooted in mutual respect and genuine interest. These are the bonds that not only withstand the test of time, but also propel you forward. You are not just looking for companions, you are seeking allies. 7. Constant competition. A genuine relationship thrives on mutual growth and shared victories, not on keeping score. But in some connections, there is a constant battle of one-upmanship, an exhausting tally of who is ahead and who is behind. This is a draining way to live, forcing you to focus on external comparisons rather than your own inner progress, the very opposite of Stoic wisdom. The Stoics would remind us to shift our focus from competition to collaboration. Life is not a zero-sum game. Your success does not diminish another's. Instead of trying to outdo each other, imagine working together, celebrating each other's triumphs as if they were your own. When you let go of the need to compete, you create space for a genuine connection to flourish. You become allies on the path of life, and that is a far more fulfilling journey. 8. Absence in critical moments. When life is good, you may find yourself surrounded by well-wishers. But when the tough times hit, do some of those faces disappear like shadows at dusk? These are the fair-weather friends, and their behavior, while hurtful, is ultimately beyond our control. We cannot force their loyalty. What we can control, as Stoicism teaches, is our reaction. We can focus on our own virtue, our own character. These challenging moments reveal the true quality of our connections, but more importantly, they reveal our own resilience. Rather than growing bitter, a Stoic turns inward, cultivating an inner fortitude that does not depend on others. By embracing this, you become a source of strength not just for yourself, but for those who truly matter, the kind of friend who is there in the brightest days and the darkest hours. 9. Lack of reciprocity. A healthy relationship is a dance of give and take, a balanced exchange of energy and support. When you find you are the only one giving, the harmony is broken. While you cannot control another's actions or force them to reciprocate, you can control how you respond. Stoicism encourages us to strive for excellence in our own character, regardless of how others behave. This isn't about keeping a ledger, but about setting healthy boundaries and communicating your needs with quiet strength. Find fulfillment in being the best version of yourself, and understand that your well-being requires that you seek out relationships where the give and take is mutual. This is an opportunity not for resentment, but for growth, a chance to align your life with connections that honor your value. Stoicism teaches a fundamental truth. We must focus on what is within our control and accept what is not. The actions of others, especially an act as profound as betrayal, lie far beyond our influence. But here, Stoicism offers an anchor. It calls us to face the wound with clarity, to decide on our path forward, not from a place of pain, but of principle. For while we cannot command the loyalty of another, we hold absolute dominion over our own response. This philosophy encourages us to find strength in adversity, to guard our inner tranquility even when trust is shattered. Betrayal, after all, is a reflection of another's choices, not a measure of our worth. Instead of being consumed by anger, the Stoic path guides us to step back, assess the landscape with a clear mind, and choose a way forward that aligns with our deepest values. This is not a call for revenge, but a quest for the most virtuous course of action. When you embody these principles in the face of betrayal, you become a beacon of resilience and wisdom, a person who can navigate the fiercest storms with grace and integrity. And so, betrayal, while painful, becomes an opportunity for growth, a chance to reaffirm your values and your commitment to a virtuous life. This erosion of trust can take many forms. Consider the person who offers their attention selectively, as if to say, "You are important, but only on my terms." Such behavior can subtly erode your self-esteem and your peace of mind. Stoicism reminds us that our value is never tethered to the whims of another. Within this philosophy, we find an inner stability, an anchor in the shifting tides of others' moods. We learn that it is not only acceptable but essential to have boundaries, to stand firm in our own worth. When we internalize these principles, we begin to value ourselves more, not with arrogance, but with a quiet dignity. The next time you feel you are being kept on standby, remember this wisdom. By living in alignment with your values, you become less susceptible to manipulation, more resilient, more centered. In the great narrative of your life, their selective attention may try to dim your light, but with this philosophy as your guide, you will shine brightly, authentically, regardless of the external weather. Another tactic is guilt. A manipulator may try to make you feel guilty for setting boundaries, for saying no. But here is the Stoic anchor, understanding that setting boundaries is not selfish. It is a fundamental act of self-care. You see, your actions and your boundaries are within your control. How someone else reacts to them is not. When someone tries to make you feel guilty for taking care of yourself, remember the Stoic wisdom that teaches you to focus on your own virtues, not to be swayed by external judgments. This is not about being heartless. It is about honoring your own needs. If you constantly give in to guilt, you surrender your power. Stoicism teaches us to be kind to ourselves, to have self-compassion. Saying no when you need to is an affirmation that your well-being matters. A manipulator thrives on the guilt they induce. But when you embrace this philosophy, you are no longer an easy target. You become a fortress of inner strength. This leads to a deeper question of connection. In Stoicism, there is a beautiful teaching on the wisdom of choosing our company. When you find yourself in a relationship where your thoughts and feelings are not valued, where conversations are consistently unilateral, it can be deeply disheartening. But personal interest is the foundation of any meaningful bond. It is not just about talking, but about listening, understanding, and valuing what the other person brings. We are encouraged to seek out relationships where there is a genuine exchange, a mutual interest in each other's inner world. If you feel your words are falling on deaf ears, remember that you have the power to seek balance. A conversation should be a dialogue, not a monologue. Embrace the Stoic principle of fairness, and you will find your way to more meaningful exchanges. If it feels like you are playing a one-sided game, perhaps it is time to find a partner who is ready to rally with you. This is why we must also be wary of superficial closeness. It can create an illusion of connection without any real depth, like a beautiful cake that is utterly bland inside. Stoicism encourages us to seek connections built on sincerity, mutual growth, and genuine interest. Authentic relationships go deeper, nourishing the soul. So, if you find yourself surrounded by shallowness, remember that life is too short to invest in relationships that lack depth. Seek out the beauty of genuine connections where hearts and minds meet on a profound level. Ultimately, all of these issues circle back to a central theme: respect. If you find yourself in a situation where you are continually disregarded, it is time to take a Stoic approach. This means standing up for your dignity, not with aggression, but with calm and firm resolve. Stoicism is not about reacting with anger. It is about responding with wisdom. It is the quiet in the midst of a storm. Face the continued lack of respect with the principle of self-respect. We must never tolerate being treated as less than we deserve. We have the power to address this, to assert our boundaries and our worth. Your dignity is of paramount importance. In the great narrative of your life, you are the protagonist, and you have the power to shape your story. When respect is lacking, channel your inner Stoic, and with calm determination, assert your worth. This is not about confrontation, it is about self-respect, and you are worthy of it.